Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. You know, there's a lot of people that are still saying that they're not seeing the Rico with Diddy, and they don't, and it's only adding up with all of these charges, all of the witnesses that has testified. They're still trying to say that they don't see any type of Rico, that it still only amounts to a DV charge, which means that Diddy should be getting off. And I'm like, I don't understand what these people are looking at. I don't understand. Are they being influenced by Diddy being a billionaire and being, or what is it that is attracting them to this opinion where they're saying that they don't see the Rico? Because clearly Capricorn Clark has alleged that she's been kidnapped. People have testified to the DV, but also how Cassie has been held hostage in hotel rooms. I just don't get it. And he's paying these people, paying his bodyguards, whomever, to keep track of all of these people, snatching phones. He's not just using violence towards Cassie. He's using violence towards all his team. I just don't understand how people keep saying that they do not see any Rico with all of this evidence that has come forth. Imagine being on your job that you're working right now. And we all know that every time something goes wrong on your job, first thing we say is, they don't pay me enough to deal with this. And certainly if your check is short, you don't want to come, you're not coming back to work. People say, I'm not working until they get me my money. Or think about, say for instance, your supervisor, your manager comes up to you when it's time for you to go home. You didn't work your 8+ hours, however many hours you were supposed to work that shift. You've done your work and you're on your way out the door, and they say, oh no, you can't leave. First thing you're going to do is have a straight up attitude. Next, and then you thinking you didn't work all this overtime. You done planned out your check of what you're about to buy. Or you say, well, I can finally get caught up on whatever bill that was lacking from the last check. Get your check, and they say, I wasn't paying you. I told you you had to stay. You were mandated to stay, but they never paid you, and they're not going to pay you. And you complain to HR, and HR say, well, I'm going to suspend you without pay because they have that right. And I know people keep on saying, well, it's their fault because they kept dealing with it. But again, the job that you work right now today, and you say, well, you know what? I quit. They didn't give me my money. They made me work overtime. They had me working short staff. They had me doing things that was out of outside of my job duties. I quit. I'm going to look for a job. But now this job that you're trying to interview with, you go to the interview And they're like, okay, you work such and such. Good. That's a good company. Who is your supervisor? You give them your supervisor name, and they call your supervisor, and your supervisor say, oh no, I wouldn't hire them for nothing in the world. Give them a horrible recommendation, and you don't get the job. First thing you say is, oh, they can't do that. They're not supposed to, but people do, because just like in the line of work that we do, trust and believe your employer know other people, other companies and stuff, because people, regardless of what field you work in, it's a small world. It's they have their own community where people move around, change jobs, and people know people that know people. So you think that, oh no, I can't be blackballed in what I'm doing, but then until it actually happens. Because your supervisor called in a favor from a friend of a friend, and now you're out of work and you don't know what to do. That's the same thing that's happening with Diddy's camp. He got these people on a short leash where they can't eat, they can't sleep, and they are at his beck and call 24/7, and he's abusing them mentally, physically, without question. Taking people to take lie detector tests, having them threatened about being thrown in the East River. When we're on our job that we have today, we have organizations called that can help us if we get hurt on the job, OSHA. These people in the entertainment industry, they don't have that luxury of having these different organizations to back us up, where we can call the state on our jobs, or drop a dime on our jobs and stuff like that. And still, even though we do have HR that's supposed to be ran smoothly, HR work for the betterment of the company. HR is not about to really get behind you. They may, they're going to take your complaint, but really HR, they work for that company. When you're off on sick leave, and, or you think you didn't, or you get hurt on your job, you trying to take workers' comp, and they say, oh, they send you to their doctor that's being paid by their company, and you say, oh no, and they tell you, oh no, you can go back to work tomorrow. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm hurt. And once that script get written and faxed over to your job or emailed to your job, there is no more workers' comp. Workers' comp is cut off, but you're still hurt. You try to go to your doctor, but they don't care because they're not accepting your doctor's excuse. So yes, there's a 1,001 organizations out there to help us with our workplace issues and stuff like that, to go beyond HR. But a lot of times, you're gone even before those people step in. So you try to go to Department of Labor to get some help. They say, oh yeah, you can do this anonymous. Yeah, you can. But the thing is, they're going to investigate the complaint. And if it's only one person, if ain't nobody else making noise around your job because they're afraid, you're by yourself. They're going to investigate your complaint. And of course, your employer is going to do a fine job of cleaning up that complaint, because first of all, if you go anonymously, they don't know they might not know who to reprimand or who to retaliate against. But at the same time, that gives them an edge where they get a chance to clean up their act. So just because, just because we have laws and labor laws and stuff like that to protect us on our everyday job, does not mean that in the entertainment world that they practice within the same laws. You would think so, that they will have some type of they will have some type of protection on their job, but the problem is that these people have said they complained to HR, got suspended without pay for things that wasn't even their fault. And Diddy because Diddy ran everything, they were left the company and went back and tried to go elsewhere to find work. And Diddy had already contacted these people to let them know, to tell them to stop with the allegations. Stop talking, stop running their mouth. Diddy and his goons showing up to somebody else's interview to harass them. And not one person thought that was out of line. Not one person. So when people keep on saying that they're not seeing this Rico, I was looking at the Rico statuses, the things for Rico, and there's about at least 9 different, in my opinion, that I've heard from all of the testimony, from all of these allegations. There's at least about 9 different Rico actions that I see that Diddy can be charged with, because what they said, because I don't doubt in my mind that Diddy have committed every last Rico there is. But it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. And I believe, in my opinion, that they can prove easily at least 9 of these Rico descriptions. I just don't understand how people can be so insensitive to keep saying, I don't see the Rico, I don't see the Rico. Take your blinders off and think about you being on your job that you got to go to this morning. And first thing even when you just driving up to the building, soon as you park, before you even park your car, you got an attitude, because you already know you about to go through some mess with these people, with these supervisors, managers, directors. So and they not hitting you. They not cursing you out. You just going in there. You already have your duties. You have your everyday assignments. But there still seem to be some type of mess with a coworker, with an assignment, with somebody from a different department. Somebody gonna piss you off before the day is over. But you mean to tell me that what these people that's testifying against Diddy, it don't bother you at all? Only thing you can see is a DV case? Don't complain about your job no more. Don't even complain. just take it and keep on pushing. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.